Hello, it's time for tea with Maxine. That's me. I just made myself a cup of peppermint green tea. I usually save my peppermint tea for times when my tummy is feeling a little queasy because it's very good at soothing an upset stomach. However, today I'm drinking it because it's also good at relieving stress and anxiety and calming the mind. You see, I just have so many things to share with you today, I don't know where to start. So I need a calm mind. Well, before I jump into other things, I want to finish telling you all about peppermint tea. According to a hospital nutritionist, peppermint tea helps in weight loss, boosts your immune system, reduces heartburn, helps heal the gut, makes your skin glow, and reduces cravings, which helps in weight loss. Oh, I think I need to be drinking a lot more of it. And then maybe I won't be hearing those peanut butter cookies calling my name. Speaking of cookies, here's a poem I found on the internet. It's a little long, but bear with me. I think you'll like the ending. A woman was waiting at an airport one night with several long hours before her flight. She hunted for a book in the airport shop, bought a bag of cookies, and found a place to drop. She was engrossed in her book, but happened to see that the man sitting beside her, as bold as could be, grabbed a cookie or two from the bag in between, which she tried to ignore to avoid a scene. So she munched the cookies and watched the clock as the gutsy cookie thief diminished her stock. She was getting more irritated as the minutes ticked by, thinking, if I wasn't so nice, I would blacken his eye. With each cookie she took, he took one too. When only one was left, she wondered what he would do. With a smile on his face and a nervous laugh, he took the last cookie and broke it in half. He offered her half as he ate the other. Well, she snatched it from him and thought, oh, brother, this guy has some nerve, and he's also rude. Why, he didn't even show any gratitude. She had never known when she had been so galled, and sighed with relief when her flight was called. She gathered her belongings and headed to the gate, refusing to look back at the thieving ingrate. She boarded the plane and took a seat. Then she sought her book, which was almost complete. As she reached in her baggage, she gasped with surprise. There was her bag of cookies in front of her eyes. If mine are here, she moaned in despair. The others were his, and he tried to share. Too late to apologize. She realized with grief that she was the rude one, the ingrate, the thief. How many times have we absolutely known that something was a certain way, only to discover later that what we believed to be true was not? So always keep an open mind and an open heart, because you just never know. Well, there's one thing I do know to be true. According to the Bible, in Psalms 118, verse 24, this is the day that the Lord has made, and we will rejoice and be glad in it. Oh, what a great way to start every day, being thankful and glad. Every morning we have a choice to make. We can be grumpy, feel sorry for ourselves, and focus on our miseries, or we can choose to rejoice and be glad. Glad we're alive, glad for another beautiful day, glad for a roof over our head and clothes on our back, clean water to drink, and a bed to sleep in. Millions of people aren't as rich as you are. Oh, yes, you are rich, my friend. If you have the things I just mentioned, you are richer than 75% of the world. That's huge. And we should be grateful without comparing ourselves to someone who doesn't have those things. But it does help to get things in perspective. I remember a time when I was going through a really difficult time in my life. Circumstances had just become unbearable. That's when someone said to me, "You know, when I feel bad about my life, I think of you and what you're going through, and I feel so much better." Well, needless to say, that didn't cheer me up. I hope you enjoy learning how famous people got their start as much as I do. Remember the Carol Burnett show? She was the first woman to host a variety show like that. Oh, she was so funny. I believe she got her start on the Gary Moore show and actually won an Emmy in 1961 for being on that show. She starred in the Broadway hit Once Upon a Mattress and debuted in her own show in 1967. Oh, we are really going back. As I do this video, she is 87 years old. Carol grew up during the years of the Great Depression. She was raised by her grandmother. Remember how Carol always tugged her left ear at the end of each show? That was a signal to her grandmother, who she loved so much. Times were really hard for them, so hard that her grandmother would carry home toilet paper from public restrooms. However, Carol had a dream to attend UCLA to study acting. It was an impossible dream. There was no money to send her there. But she continued to believe that one day, somehow, she would attend that university. She would imagine being there, attending the classes and walking around on the campus. Every day she thought about it. And even though it was financially impossible, she says she just knew that she would attend. One day, in her final year of high school, she went to the mailbox to pick up the mail for her grandmother, and she found an envelope with her name on it. There was a stamp on it, but it had no postmark, and there was no return address. She opened it and found the exact amount of money for her first year's tuition. There was no note, no explanation, just the money. And to this day, she doesn't know who sent it. But whoever it was sent her on her way to learning the art of entertainment and a career that brought laughter to millions of people. Oh, we've been sitting a long time, and you know we have to keep moving. So let's sit up nice and straight. Take a couple of deep breaths. Ready? Inhale. And exhale. Again, inhale. Bring oxygen to fill your lungs and big exhale. Now let's do some shoulder rolls. Just gently roll your shoulders forward. Nice, gentle rolls. About 5 or so, just to loosen up. Now let's do them backwards. Nice and easy. Gentle rolls. That's it. Feels good. Now some shoulder shrugs. Bring your shoulders up to your ears. Like when you ask a teenager, "What's new in school?" "I don't know." "What do you want for dinner?" "I don't know." "Why didn't you clean your room?" "I don't know." Remember those days with teenagers? "I don't know," and a shoulder shrug was the standard answer. I met a man the other day at my exercise class who was in his mid-80s. He had recently lost his wife and was trying to find things to do to fill his time. So I asked him what he liked to do in his spare time, and he replied, "Oh, I don't do much. Just watch television and read a little." Well, that opened the door to a conversation about books. But afterwards, I got to thinking about him and his demeanor. It was pretty clear he didn't think he had much of a future. I hope you don't think that just because you've become older, that you have become insignificant in this world. Because someone probably drinks coffee from a favorite cup that you gave them. Someone heard a song on the radio that reminded them of you. Someone read a book that you recommended and plunged headfirst into it. Someone smiled after a hard day's work because they remembered a joke that you told them. Someone loves themselves a little bit more because you gave them a compliment. Never think that you have no influence. Your footprint, which you leave behind with every good deed you ever did, can never be erased. There is a geriatric specialist by the name of Dr. Jerry Levine, who reports that longevity is quickly becoming normal for seniors. We're living longer, and we want to live stronger too. So let me tell you what some other super seniors, as I like to call them, are doing. In 1932, Audrey Crabtree sustained an injury that caused her to leave high school 1 credit shy of graduation. Taking care of her sick grandmother and later getting married kept her from returning to school. Even though she went on to own a successful flower shop and to have a large family, she always regretted never graduating. However, 80 years later, Audrey was finally awarded her honorary diploma at age 99, proving that no one is ever too old to achieve something meaningful. I hope our time together has been meaningful for you, and I look forward to sharing some thoughts about hobbies and music in the future. Till then, God bless you. God bless America, and may your cup overflow with blessings.